FA Cup final day is upon us. Manchester City v Watford. Now, the FA Cup is one of my favourite days in football. I just absolutely love it. It doesn't matter which teams are playing. I just can't wait to watch it. Now, Watford underdogs definitely in this match, but I think they can spring a surprise. But with Man City going for an unprecedented domestic treble against Watford if they wrap up this FA Cup win today, it does seem very likely that it will be Man City lifting that trophy come this evening. My prediction is 3-1 to Manchester City against Watford. We'll wait and see what happens, but I'm sure this match will not disappoint. Go! Manchester City take the lead through David Silva. Raheem Sterling has a shot which ricochets up into the air. He then gets up, reacts quickest and heads it to David Silva, who fires in on the half volley to put Man City 1-0 up, and the domestic treble is on. Go! And it's 2-0 to Manchester City. Bernardo Silva whipped a ball in. Gabriel Jesus got on the end of it and it seemed to just cross the line thanks to him before Raheem Sterling smashed it into the net just to make sure. The goal has been given to Gabriel Jesus and Manchester City are now 2-0 up against Watford. It's 2-0 to Manchester City at half-time. It's highly unlikely Watford are going to get back into this match, but with all the remarkable comebacks we've had in football recently, I suppose we should say you never know, although I don't see it happening. But Watford did make a remarkable comeback of their own to get to the final when they overcame Wolves, when they were 2 goals down to beat Wolves 3-2. However, this Manchester City side are too good. Oh, and Manchester City are 3-0 up now. It's certainly all over. Kevin De Bruyne, a few minutes after coming off the bench for Riyad Mahrez, puts the ball in the back of the net. Gabriel Jesus' pass that he gets on the end of, rounds the Watford keeper Aurelio Gomez, dribbles for a bit. You think maybe he's missed his chance, but no. De Bruyne, cool, calm, collected, back of the net, and Man City are 3-0 up. No way back for Watford now. Go! And it is now 4-0 to Manchester City. Gabriel Jesus gets his second of the game after being played through by Kevin De Bruyne. Easy goal on the counter-attack. Gabriel Jesus just taps in and there we have it. 4-0 to Manchester City. It's a thrashing for Watford. They haven't been good enough. Manchester City haven't even really got out of second gear, but they haven't had to. Just like that, we usually expect a lot of competition in an FA Cup final. This one has just been easy for Manchester City. Watford not putting up much of a fight at all. Go! Raheem Sterling makes it 5-0 to Manchester City. He grew up near Wembley, always looking at that arch and dreaming of playing there. And now in his first FA Cup final, he has contributed to his team, lifting that beautiful trophy. Go! And it is 6-0 to Manchester City. Raheem Sterling with another goal. This is just ridiculous from Watford in an FA Cup final. They just don't seem to have been bothered after they've gone few goals down. Their heads have dropped and they haven't been able to recover since. Manchester City, on the other hand, absolutely fantastic. And the domestic treble is complete. I thought Manchester City's second goal had been awarded to Gabriel Jesus, but it has in fact been awarded to Raheem Sterling. So he has a hat-trick in the FA Cup final. What an achievement for him and for Manchester City. And it's all over. Manchester City 6, Watford 0. Pep Guardiola's side have become the first English men's side to win the domestic treble, the Premier League, the League Cup and the FA Cup. As for Watford, the less said about them, the better. And now focus turns to the Europa League final and the Champions League final.